Hello, once again, this is Professor Lorenzo McCoy, headed to the gym tonight. So I'm going to drive tonight because it might be raining, but no, you don't care about that. This video is going to be about, let me put my seatbelt on, making your own website step by step. This first part I'm going to do while I'm driving to the gym right now is just going to let you get your stuff together on what you need to do right now. So I'll probably later on show the video of this, but this is something you should be able to do just by my words. So first of all, I'll just give a little backdrop, not for too long, because I know the way I am, when I go to a video, I want you to get straight to it. But just for people, just in case you don't know anything about doing websites, that's who this first part is for right now anyway. So to give you a little backdrop, over the last maybe 2 months, I made about, maybe like $4,000 worth of websites. I charge people about $500 to do a nice professional website for them. And they come in different shapes, sizes, you know what I'm saying? But they all pretty much have a similar theme in the way that they function. I want people to have a nice professional contact page. I like that. I think it's pretty cool to have right on that contact page, a type of contact form where you can just put the information in so they don't have to cut and paste your email. I like for them just to put their information in and click send along with whatever their message is. I just think that's pretty cool. So and on that page, I like having like a little Google map, so people know where you are. So if you do have a spot where you want people to come to, they can click right on it and get driving directions. I like that. Also, I like a nice professional layout with nice vivid pictures. And I'm into video, so I believe in giving somebody something to click on so they can watch a nice video where you can put your nice commercial or examples of your work, no matter what it is that you do. So I want to show you step by step how to build a nice professional WordPress website. But before we even get into that, you got to get a domain name. What is a domain name? McDonald's.com, Walmart.com, all of those are that. The domain part is the business name part. You can have a .com, .net, .org. As you know, most schools have a .edu. So when you come up with your business name, and that's where a lot of people mess up, they come up with a nice, cute business name without even checking to see if anybody ever has it. So I meet a lot of people that want me to do a website for them, and they tell me the business name, but it's already taken. You see what I'm saying? Because they didn't really do their research. And if that website is taken, that business name is most likely taken. That's how you know people are doing, not really doing the research. They're not really setting up business correctly. So it will behoove you to go ahead and go to HostGator.com. That's the one I'm using right now. That's the one I've been using for a while. A long time ago, I used to use GoDaddy and things like that. But lately, I've been using HostGator for the last few years. So if you go to HostGator.com, that's the first thing you have to do in order to figure out if someone already has that name or not. That's the first thing you have to do. So before you got this nice, cute name, you're like, I'm going to do it. MissDeliciousPastries.com or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You may think it's so unique because you might put your name in it, but you're probably not the only person with that name. And if it's something you came up with in a couple of seconds, a million other people probably came up with it also. So go there, click on the domains that they have for sale, and then just type in whatever you want it to be, because sometimes the .com might be taken already, but you can get a .net. I know you didn't really want to, but .net is not that bad either. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you don't want to totally change the name. Otherwise, you're going to just have to totally change the name. So like even with me, KnowThyselfUniversity.com was already taken, but I just wanted that name.
because I know what I'm going to do later on anyway. I'm going to develop another company to umbrella all of these different companies. So knowthyselfuniversity.net is what I have, and healthyselfuniversity.net, because the .coms for the Heal Thyself University was taken, but whoever took it didn't pay for the site, and I didn't feel like waiting around for them to release it, and put it back out there into the domain for it to be sold. I can get it later on when I build this site up where it gets so big, so many people are just getting so much money off of my name, then I have to buy up all those, unique names that are similar to my business name. But until then, just go ahead and get your domain name. Now you can use my code, and just letting you know, this is a way that I'm gonna show you too how you can set up affiliate accounts to where you can make money. So just like with this, when you sign up for HostGator, I get credit for that. You know what I'm saying? And what do you get out of it? You get to save money. So my site is Know Thyself University. So if you put in KTSU 2016 all together, KTSU and the numbers 2016 all together, no space in between, you'll get 25% off. See, you're going to need hosting and you're going to need a domain name. Hosting is pretty much saying that you're using HostGator to hold all of the information for your site, because I guarantee you, if you did it yourself, your internet might go out, your internet might not be fast enough, 100 people come to your site at once, everything is going to freeze. So you need a hosting company to host your site and hold all of your information, and to make sure that while you're asleep, people in another country who might just be waking up can go to your site and it won't be shut down. That's why we pay people to host our sites. So HostGator is very good for that. So go over there, pick out your domain name, make sure it's not taken, and once it's not taken, go ahead and pay for your domain. Once you pay for it, it is yours. No one else can take it at that point. It's 100% yours to do whatever. So that's why you want to do that first, even before you get your hosting, especially if you really, really come up with a nice name, because I guarantee you, if someone in another part of the world comes up with that name too, it's all about the person. Just like filing first in divorce, it's all about the person who files for it and pays for it first. That's their name, at least for that year, until they have to pay for it again. And it's not that expensive. It's like maybe $10 a year, $15 a year for the domain name. Oh, no, I'm sorry, it's even less than that, maybe like 5 or something like that. I can't remember. Because once you put my code in, you're gonna save on everything. So everything you're doing right now is less than $20, especially once you put my code in. So I want you to go there, buy your domain name, but don't just get that. You want to go ahead and pay for hosting. Now, this is where I want you to think about. Now, just remember, all of this I could show you in the screenshot and show you and point on the screen, but I'm pretty sure you're very intelligent. You can figure this part out until I go ahead and make that video. At least you could be getting this done right now before I make the video for what you do after this, when we actually get into installing WordPress and things like that. So basically, what you're going to do is sign up for hosting now. After you pick your domain name and make sure that no one else has it, you need to figure out what type of hosting you need. Now, here's the thing. Now, if you're going to have millions of people coming on the site, and you know you're going to have millions of people right now, which you probably don't, because you're doing your own website, and but you probably will later on, you don't need to get the biggest package yet. So I'm not going to even push you into that direction. Get the one where you can pay by the month. See, because that's how I like to do it. I like to know where my overhead is going. I like to look at my expenses every single month. So I do things month to month. I might change my mind. I might want to take my business elsewhere. So I'm telling you to do the same thing. Now, of course, you can go ahead and pay up for 3 years and things like that. But I'm just telling you right now to keep it simple, because there are going to be other things you might want to spend your money on, like supplies if you're selling products, excuse me, and things like that. But check this out. This is what I'm getting into now. If you're going to be doing like me and having more than one website, Either you're building other sites for other people, or you yourself, you have a couple of different businesses, and you're going to be having you're going to need them to host more than one website. Then you're going to want what they call the baby plan. The baby plan is the one where I was using as of earlier this year, but now I'm using the business account, and I'm going to tell you why in a second. The hassling plan is if you're going to just have one website and you know you're only going to have one website. But of course, you can upgrade later on. But if you know ahead of time that you're going to be building more than one site, or you might want to even do what I do, build your own sites. And because you do it so much, you can make that $500 from other people who want their sites built. Go ahead and get the baby plan, because what that does is that same one hosting payment that you pay a month for one website, you'll be paying that same thing for 100 websites. That's how it is. It's a shared account. So, and we can get into shared and dedicated later, but I'm keeping it simple right now. If you know you're going to have more than one website, go ahead and get the baby plan. Because for that one payment that you're going to be paying every single month, which is like around like $10 or something like that, you can have multiple websites, unlimited websites. And I'm going to say unlimited in quotes because, of course, once you get up to 100 and you taking up a lot of bandwidth and stuff, you're going to, want to go up to a higher level. So, but if you know you're only going to have one site, you can go ahead and get the hassling plan. So click on both of those and uncheck, because you know how it is. If when you start studying business, everyone is trying to upsell you something, security and privacy for the site. You don't need any of that stuff right now. You just want the domain name and you want the hosting. So if it looks like it's about to be more than $20, even after you put my code in, you did something wrong. You got something still checked that doesn't need to be checked. So all you want is whatever hosting plan you want, the hassling plan or the shared plan. Now the business plan, I upgraded a while ago because I started putting on websites, a couple of my websites, like my Heal Thyself University.net. That one, you have to have an SSL certificate. We can get deeper into what that is later. But if you're going to be selling things online using a credit card, where people can use their credit card and swipe on your site, if you ever notice, that has to be secured. So not HTTP, whatever your site is, colon, / / whatever your site is going to be HTTPS. You probably noticed that, and there's going to be like a little green lock right to the left of that address in your address bar, letting you know this person's site is secure and it's okay for me to use my credit card. So if you know you're going to be doing that and your site, now you can use, like a lot of people use PayPal and things like that, so they don't always have to have that for their site, because when the person makes that payment, it might go off to Gumroad, it might go off to, and even Stripe. You can has a program where, like, when they swipe, they leave your site and go finish up buying whatever it is, your service, your download, or whatever it is, off onto their site where it's secure. Then they come back to your site later. But a lot of you will know, if you're really into business, if you want people to stay on your site, sometimes you don't want them to leave your site. You will have to make sure that your site also is secure, HTTPS. That's a secured way for making sure that people can use their credit cards. You have to be PCI compliant. So we can get into what that is. So those are the things you need to think about before we even get started making the actual website. You want to make sure that you have those things done first. So once, like I was telling you, go to hostgator.com, HOST Gator, GATOR.com, and you want to get your account set up for hosting. But first, you get your domain name first and make sure that somebody else doesn't already have it. That's what you're doing first. And then once you've gotten that, go ahead and get your hosting plan and make sure that you're going to know if you're going to be doing a one website or you're going to be doing two. And if you're going to be doing the business with people swiping the credit card, you're going to need the SSL certificate. So you need to think about that first. Then we'll get into building the actual sites. So does that make sense? We'll go back over it again just in case. And of course, if you already got this, you can go and start doing it right now. And it's not about talking down to people, but I'm the type I like to go step by step myself also. So step by step, go to the website, hostgator.com. And once you gotten your domain name, and once you figured out what type of hosting needs you need, when it's time to pay, and of course, after you uncheck a lot of the upsell things that they're going to try to sell you, locking down, because it's already going to be pretty secure. But there's ways you can lock down your site, make it even more private where people can't see who owns it and all that type of stuff. We'll get into that later. There's a lot of plugins and things for free you can do for that. And once you get so big, we can, you still want to be transparent anyway, so people can, can look you up and see who you are. You know what I'm saying? But don't forget KTSU 2016 all together. Now I know when I type mine, I type it all in up uppercase letters, but I don't think it matters. But you can do that anyway because that's the way most people who use my code do it. And that's the way of us giving back and forth to each other. I get credit for it, and then you get 25% off the total price of everything. You can't beat that, and it's going to make it to where you're spending less than $20 to get started making your own website. Okay, let me go and jump in the gym. I'm at the gym. Once again, this has been Professor Lorenzo McCoy. Go ahead and get that done, and I'll talk to you tomorrow when we get ready to actually build the site.